Hi, so my name is Megha Karthik, and I'm a fourth year landscape architecture student or undergraduate student at UC Davis. Um, and UC Davis has a wonderful and still adopting NatureRx program that I've had the chance to experience since my first days in campus. And I wanted to share my story as well as what I do as a student to share this initiative and like elaborate on some of the other perceptions of my peers. Um, and so, yeah, I'm from San Jose, where I was part of a highly competitive high school. There was a really negative connotation among my peers in taking breaks and time for yourself, where school and college was a priority above all else. But I grew up from a family who did try to incorporate nature, and so I have that aspect that I try to bring into college. And if we go to the next slide, um, where I got this initial exposure through this first year seminar. Stacy Parker and Haven Kears were two of my biggest mentors coming into college. By leading this first year seminar, I was able to experience Nature RX from like the moment I stepped onto campus, which did have a really heavy impact on my entire college career. Um, yes, so coming into college as a first year, I came into engineering and I wanted to incorporate nature into my schedule and yet met lots of freshmen that did not give it a second thought. And I think I wanted to get more involved, and so Stacy had let me into know about the Arboretum Public Garden and their internship program. So but with that, I went out of my way knowing that nature was still something that I wanted to keep participating in. And this is when I had switched over to landscape architecture because I thought I could have an impact on other people's mental health through nature. So with the Arboretum Public Garden, I realized the importance and I noticed that I was able to do a lot more with spreading the word. So we can go on to the next. And then I got to work with Stacy Parker one-on-one. So we got to work on setting up these Nature RX seminars for staff and faculty. And what I've noticed is that staff and faculty, because um, are more aware that this is like that nature is a tool and that our school has something unique where it provides this resource. Um, Whereas students and my peers did not realize that this was a resource. And when I would do more student outreach upon the Arboretum, it was really shocking to me how many people did not know that this entire facet of nature and this tool was not something they even knew of because they wouldn't go to the south of campus. Um, and for me, it was one of the reasons I came to Davis, but for a lot of them, this was not even a reason that they would put in the back of their head that this is something that I can go to when I want to cry, I want to like, I want to release, I want to relax. But yeah, so working with these Nature RX seminars, it really helped me kind of shape my understanding for Nature RX a lot more. And getting that opportunity to begin with, I wanted to share it with more students because I realized that I would kept putting myself in positions where I was able to experience the benefits of Nature RX just by sharing it with others. Um, but I wanted to focus specifically on my peers who did not have this opportunity or did not seek out for it. So we can go to the next one. So I started doing more student outreach, spreading the word to my peers. I started holding events with Aggie Mental Health, which is one of our, which is another program at our school that reaches out to student mental health. And it looked like students were searching for escapes from stress in school. So going from school and from like competitive high schools in the Bay Area and coming to college with kind of keeping up that momentum was not something that was really sustainable for them, especially with students who did not have a sense of like how to escape and how to like relax. And a lot of them were unaware of ongoing campus events or resources. So those are like two really big things. It's like they're not prioritizing nature. They are more prioritizing future endeavors like internships or professional experience. And they're really unaware of any sort of resource like the Arboretum and Public Garden that they hold to do it. So we would try to grab people by having these events. So I did a couple workshops. I did one with I plant pressed a bunch of acacia old waste that came from the Arboretum, and I plant pressed them. We made bookmarks out of it, and students could come in. It was raining at the time, so we had to do it indoors. But we still got some students who were able to create bookmarks and see a new part of the Arboretum, which is our acacia grove, which is really beautiful in the winter time because a lot of the plants are dead at that time, or they're just going in through their new cycle. And we did some outreach with also like oak galls. So we're taking stuff from nature and bringing it straight to these students. Yeah. And then I started getting involved in UC Davis sheep mowers. So that's another ongoing practice at our college that's led by Haven Kears. And it is about bringing sheep onto campus and having students, it's to measure the sustainability impact of how sheep are more sustainable than lawnmowers, but we also have this community side of this entire thing, where we're trying to measure how students benefit from bringing these sheep onto campus. And I do a lot of the community engagement for both the Arboretum Public Garden and the UC Davis sheep mowers. And talking to my peers, it seems that we're looking at two different ways to reach students. We're either bringing them the information, or they're coming to us. So here we just set this up, and students are like, they will come from all sides of the campus to come look at the sheep. They'll post it. It seems like to bring a really positive impact. And we do this towards the spring when students are like gone through this entire school year, especially with the quarter system. And they're getting this kind of distressing moment by just having that distraction. And it's really important for these students to have that. So if we could go on.
Megha, sorry, but you're gonna need to wrap up.
Okay, no worries. This is the last slide. So going forward, we are trying to spread the word more to our peers. We do more outreach, but having it being initiative for students in their first year to be connected to NatureRx is something that's super important to me and super important to their campus, and showing it as a tool for mental health very early on will have a huge impact, or what I've seen from these students in their future careers. And I just want to give a thank you to Stacy Parker and Hayden Kears for all they've mentored me through this entire year. That's all. Thank you so much.